Welcome to the Work-Life Balance Podcast. I am Kara.
And I am Maggie.
Together, we're a power real estate team with the Bajetti Partners in Nashville.
We believe that the hustle culture of today's driven entrepreneur who lives and works in Middle Tennessee
requires balance. Hey guys, welcome back to Work-Life Balance with Kara and Maggie.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the release of season 2. Can't believe it, but we are so excited to release a new season. Last year we ended with 50 episodes, and now we are going to bring back season 2 with, oh my gosh, an amazing guest. And
I can't believe it.
I know.
We've had so many really cool people on, CEOs, financial advisors, people that have grown their businesses from nothing into something, and motivational speakers, huge news anchors, all kinds of people. And we're continuing to have more people on. So very, very exciting.
There are people that literally we've sat in these seats and have been so inspired by, and
absolutely
not one have we not left feeling like, oh my gosh, like something sparked, or it's been exceptional. So we feel very blessed that we've had that many people wanting to be on our podcast. So
for sure. And I think you guys will feel the same too once you hear them and hear their stories, and just the advice that they give is absolutely insane. Being a young person, it helps me grow so much as an individual, like sitting across from a lot of these people, and inspires me to do big things, because seeing them literally sit across from me and talk about the stuff that they've done, it's like, oh, well then, why, if they can do stuff that's that big, I can do stuff that's super big too.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's always going back to us dreaming big, and in the presence of these people, I'm not a super starstruck person, but like when you find a powerhouse, a female CEO of like the Corvette Museum, it was just an exceptional conversation, and like listening to her 100%. Path and getting there and being a badass, like it's just inspiring. And I think for all, not only females, because I'm not like just a female girl, but like I feel like just getting some of the same scoop from her and taking it and applying it to our daily is
for sure.
And
just
awesome.
Seeing the struggles that they go through too. Like, I feel like it's just such a misconception of people that are super successful don't have to fight to get there. And like really hearing their stories and hearing what they have to go through to be where they're at is crazy and incredible. So
I think too, we could probably talk about it, is like they all have common characteristics.
Every one of them.
Have you noticed that?
Every one of them.
Like they all, and it's a bit amazing to be able to talk about that, like with one, and then the next one comes in and we're like, oh my gosh, they're saying almost the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And even when it comes down to what our conversations are about at the end, work-life balance, everybody balances it differently, but they all kind of have common characteristics that you're like, okay, well, maybe I need to start practicing that. Or
for sure.
If they all are doing it, then it's working, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And what's crazy to me, though, is anytime we ask the question, like, okay, how do you balance your work and life? Every single one of them say they don't. Like, they just don't. Yeah. Everybody's still trying to figure it out, too.
Right.
And I think that's just such a testament to, like, you can be successful and you can be all of the things and still not have it figured out.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah. And I think, too, which I take away, and I know you will eventually when you have a husband and children, is you don't have to give up one to be awesome in another. Like, there's that whole myth of you can't be the best wife and the best boss. It's BS. And they've all said that. You can be all of it. It's trying to figure out the balance, which, I mean.
Do you ever really?
No. And maybe today you're a killer wife and you make that beautiful dinner for the family, and tomorrow you're hiring or firing and doing something at the office that you have to do. But it's just, I don't know. I've had amazing experience with all these guests. So
100%. I have too. And I actually said this at the last episode that we recorded with a guest. It's like, you're talking about common characteristics, and one thing that every single one has had in common is having a strong partner or like strong support system behind them to be like, okay, no, you can do this, or like you can be everything and be there to support you and stuff like that. So I just think that's great.
I think the other thing too that I took away was time blocking. I've never really, I mean, people talk about it very loosely, like, oh yeah, I'm a time blocker. Okay, well, really, what is that? I didn't really understand what it meant because I've never been. I'm a calendar scheduler girl, but I guess it is time blocking, but all of them time blocked.
Every one of them.
Every single one. It was like, these are my hours that I'm networking. These are my hours that I'm doing whatever it might be, but
And they stick to it.
they stick to it.
Yeah.
And they also, that was super important to keep it flowing correctly. So
It is. It's kind of hard in our job to time block.
I
I think we should try it and get a little bit better at it. I know you've been trying it.
yeah.
But it's hard to do in our business because it's so like,
Changes.
okay, pull this way, and trying to like,
I know it.
accommodate to everybody. But I think we should try it.
Let's try it. But we just are super pumped about it. And I hope you guys are as well. And
For sure.
so today too, we just wanted to like recap on 2023, and it's been a great year. And
It's been a hell of a year.
It's been a hell of a year.
I feel like this year went by so fast though. Like we were just talking about this episode. I just feel like yesterday we did the recap of 2022 and like best moments of 2022 episode. And now here we are doing it again. But
wild.
It's crazy.
And
Can you believe we've been recording episodes since September 22?
No.
That's crazy.
I know. Time's a flying.
Flying.
And it's so like, our career and real estate, a lot of people had struggled in 2023. The market took a little bit of a change, and
Sure.
We completely had a killer year. And I think it's because we adjusted our path with the market and really took on the new buyers. And
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to pivot. And I say it all the time. You pivot with the market. You can make a lot of money in every market. And I feel for us, we hit our goals actually probably more than we thought we were going to. And so we were going through our vision boards and crossing off. And, we were able to finish strong. And
We finished
so
very strong.
cheers
Hell
to
yeah, girl.
us. And
We marked off almost everything. And the things that we didn't mark off, we at least tried.
yeah. So this year we're going bigger and better
Yes.
and like more and more. So
And this is a good time to throw out, like, on your vision board and when you're planning, it is okay to shoot big. Like,
absolutely.
you're supposed to do that.
Yep.
Because if you don't reach it, it just gives you something to keep striving for, and that's okay. Not necessarily looking at it as a, but I think it is a good time to say it is okay if you don't reach your goals. If you shoot too big and you only make it halfway, at least you made it halfway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for
think it's
instance, like
huge.
I wanted to read 4 books. I only read 2. So I'm moving 2 over to the next year. And I'm like, you know what? I do want to read more books this year, or
just roll it over. It's
just
okay.
roll it over.
Just roll
It's
it
okay. But I mean, as far as like escrows and sales, I mean, we were able to cross this off, which makes my heart happy that we really kicked ass in a down market.
For sure.
And the first quarter is coming in strong. And I mean, like I said, you pivoted and we did good. And I think the buyers are coming back out, and
They definitely are.
yeah, so
Definitely are.
we have nothing negative to say about how Bajetti Partners took on 2023.
No, and shout out to Kara. Did so much this year, trained so many new people, and has made like a huge impact on everybody at the Bajetti Partners.
You're so sweet. We were
just
laughing.
quick shout out to her real quick.
Laughing yesterday as we're crossing off stuff on the board, and one was prepare to open a brokerage. I'm like,
There was
well,
no preparation. It was
we've
just full.
opened, and now there's 7 of us. So yeah, in not even a year,
No.
9 months, it's opened and 7 agents. So
It's amazing, y'all. It's crazy.
It's been a good year.
But I think you can do anything you want to do. Like, I know somebody right now that's kind of having a moral dilemma with the job that they're at and some things like that. I'm a firm believer that if you do not like what you're doing, you don't have to be doing it. Mm-hmm. If you don't like the job you're in, you don't like the career you're in, all you got to do is change. Like, you can figure out a way to make your passion make you money.
Sure.
So if you're at your job in 2023, you're not liking it, make a change in 2024.
Make a change.
Make a change.
I feel like it's like the New Year's resolution. You do it, right? Like, I'm going to work out more. I'm going to do all the things.
Yeah.
If your job sucks, change it.
Yeah.
Consider it as a new beginning. And I mean,
100%.
go for it.
Okay, so Kara, talking about 2023, what goal did you hit that you are most proud of? Is it opening the brokerage?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about personal? What are some personal goals that you hit that you're proud of?
You put me on the spot.
I am. I'm putting her on the spot.
Oh, wow. You know what?
I can go first if you want to think about it.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Personal, I worked out more this year and got like my physical health in check, and I feel good about that.
Well, you look good.
Personal goal.
Got your Pilates on every day.
Got my plan. Not every day. I need to be better. After Thanksgiving, I kind of fell off a little bit. I got to get back on the grind, but
God, I totally fell off on the working out thing at the end of this year. I got to get my ass
too.
back in gear. But yeah, I mean, this year personally, I I've had a different year because my husband traveled so much this year. So I've had to step up as kind of like the house, mom and dad. I mean, he was gone probably more than he was home. So I didn't get to have probably as much personal growth besides really just handling the house and opening the brokerage. So I've had a lot of hats this year.
You definitely
So I'm looking forward to 2024 to be maybe a little bit more of a calming year.
Yeah.
Personally calming.
Is Sean going to be home more in 24?
We're done with California as of January. Yeah, so no more traveling.
Good.
So then maybe I can focus on me a little bit.
Yeah. Kara going to go start getting more facial, doing some self-care.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know.
Well, what are some goals for 2024 of yours, personal and professional?
So that's funny because we were doing our vision board and it was really a fun activity, and I would highly suggest anybody do it. We always talk about it, but it was really fun to do it as like a group at the brokerage. We all had champagne and charcuterie board and sat down and, kind of like did it together, but everybody had their own goals. But it was fun to see it, and now we can hold each other accountable. So
100%, we all have them up in the office,
and
even our office mate Kendrick did one too.
Love it.
All the things. But
I think like for me, like definitely I do want to read a little bit more, and I want to keep my fitness continued and all the things, and I want to do more date nights with my husband, and those are all like personal goals. I have high goals for the brokerage. Like I want 50 escrows running through her. I want a big 25 million at least in sales. So I have some high aspirations and no pressure for my agents at all.
No pressure.
But I want to aim high in 2024.
Well, I think we can do it. I think everybody here
we're
going to
smash it and probably go over that. I
think so too.
We hit almost that this year. So I feel good about it. I think I want to continue the education in here and keeping everybody privy on what's going on. Yes, because it is a year of foreclosures. It's going to be a year of short sales and REOs and all the things that, most agents that haven't been in the business a long time are going to be very unfamiliar with. So
absolutely,
we are going to stay ahead of that. And,
for sure.
And yeah.
And agents, it is so, like, if there are any agents listening, it is so important to be surrounded by people that have a like mindset and high goals and are wanting to not only push each other, but push themselves too, because you start surrounding yourself with people like that and you're going to start doing things like that.
Absolutely.
Just unconsciously. Even if you're not waking up every day making a specific effort to reach your goals, if you have other people around you that are pushing you to do better, you're automatically going to be more successful than you would have been.
Yeah. And I think that's that whole accountability. And not that we're like, oh my gosh, you didn't make it, and there's like a pressure, but it's if you know that other people are watching, it does make you want to strive a little bit. Because like we said yesterday, it is so easy. We could stay in bed all day and like cuddle up, especially now that it's getting cold.
Yeah.
But it's like she knows that I'm holding her, and we do take days because we need them.
Yeah.
But she thinks, oh my God, Kara's going to kick my ass if I don't get to the office, or I don't go show that house, or we're having margarita yesterday and she had to leave to go show a property. So it's like we try to balance, but there is like at the end of the day, like we do hold each other accountable, but you also are Maggie. You're not just a realtor, right? So you have to be able to like.
Yeah, I forget that sometimes.
I know. There's very blurred lines with it.
It is.
Wendy and I were speaking of it last night.
It's because it becomes your life. Like real estate becomes a lifestyle. It starts to become every conversation that you are in and you have, whether it's personal or professional, and it becomes a lot, Yeah. But you have to figure out how to like turn it off in your brain a little bit. I have to remind myself sometimes that when I'm like with my friends and family, they don't want to hear about real estate all the time. Like they don't care that much.
I know.
Even though it's like my life, and that's all I talk about on a daily basis. So it's so easy to just talk about it. They're like, okay, Maggie, shut up now. Like, let's talk about other things.
It just flows. It's like that's all we talk about. So yeah, it is like you do need to learn to kind of cut it off when
But it creates longevity. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes your life. And if it's your life, then, it's a career for sure. So
absolutely.
For me.
Yeah, what's yours?
I want to go to church more. That's like a huge goal of mine for the year. And then there's like a few other personal goals, but professional, we want to do, 35 escrows, I think. That was the number.
That was your number? Oh,
that's high.
Yeah? No?
Yeah, it's high, but 35 is the goal. Okay. And I think I did 20 million is what I put on there, or 18 million, something like that. That's high goals. And to grow our podcast too. So listeners out there, share, like, subscribe. Continue to do that. We want to grow on this too. And
I know we had one gal that was on, and she's PR for big stuff. And so, we may take that route, and we may blow up faster than we anticipated. I don't know. Like, it's just, I think that's what's so exciting is the people that we're meeting and the doors that are getting opened are ones that we wouldn't be able to open on our own.
No, without this, and like having the podcast really does start conversations that we would have never had before, like you just said.
Absolutely. I mean, we had Channel 4. I love her. She is so flippin' cute. She's on the podcast, and how would we have met her? I mean, she's on the news every day from at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool is that? So, I mean, it's opening doors that we are like ready to walk through. And Maggie and I are so similar that it doesn't scare us. It super excites us. And so whatever comes our way, we're ready for it this year. So
no, and like we've said this so many times, like you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and continuing to sit across from people that are super successful does nothing but just enlighten you for sure, but also, create other opportunities that you would have never had.
Yep.
Because then also, I feel like you and I are both very genuine people. Yeah. Like we're not, what you see is what you get with us, pretty much.
Pretty much.
But other people know that about us, I think. Yeah. And when you sit across from people that are genuine, it's easy to have a really good, just personal connection, I feel like.
A real conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Like when she asked us, she put us on the spot.
She did. Her name's Lauren Lauer. You should look her up.
Oh, incredible.
Her episode will come out soon, but.
Yeah, but she turned because she's got a podcast too, and she turned the conversation and put us on as asking us a question. It was like, oh, wow. When she left, I was like, that was a good therapy session.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I didn't know that about myself, or I am juggling too much. I do need extra help. And it was amazing.
She looked at us literally and said, what's your purpose? And I'm like, I don't know. I genuinely said, I don't know. That was my answer.
You're 23. You have a purpose, but it's hard to put your finger on it.
Yeah.
For anybody. I mean,
even for you, for anybody, that's so hard.
Right. Because I think most people would instantly say, my purpose is to be a mom. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not really. It's not. It's not really why you're on this earth, is just to be a mom. Like, there's so many other things that, I could find. But it is it's really digging in deep. And
you got to introspect a little bit, for sure.
It's frightening for most people. It was frightening for us, but then it was therapeutic.
Yeah, it was frightening. It was frightening, but it really did. It opened my eyes a lot, too, of okay, you are not just a realtor. You are not just a wife or a husband or a girlfriend. You're not just a mother or, in my case, dog mom. You are not all of those things. Who are you as a person? And she kept saying, what is your truth? What is something that you are passionate about, and who you are? And it made me really sit back and think, dang, who am I?
I know. It was good.
You guys are going to
love that. You're going to love that episode.
It was. What was your favorite part of 2023 for you? It could be personal or professional, whether it was a trip or moment. What was your favorite part of 2023?
I think, honestly, opening the door to the brokerage was probably one of my highlights, because it's something that I've had on the board and dreamt about. And, I've had my own brokerage before, but not to this caliber.
Okay.
And I think that just seeing something that you dream about and now growing so amazingly, and the synergy in our office is so beyond special to me, I'm very proud of that. I'm extremely proud of that. So I would say that's probably been. And then, I had my firstborn went off to college this year. So that was my little bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
But, I would say the brokerage is my proud mama moment. My son going to college is a proud mama moment. Had a good 2023 when it comes to that stuff, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. How about you?
I went to Vegas at the beginning of the year, and my best friend got engaged, so that was a good moment. I loved that, and I'd never been to Vegas before, so it was very fun. It's like an adult playground. Seeing my 2 other best friends get married was a really fun moment, and just being in their weddings. And
you had a lot of weddings this year, and bachelorette parties and all the fun.
Reed, if you're watching this, better be another good part of 2023. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
That is on her board, no joke.
The number one thing on my vision board is get engaged. So, Reed, I know you're watching this.
I love it.
Hopefully that'll be another good part of 23, but it's been a good year. And we did a lot of sales, helped a lot of people.
We did.
We did 27 escrows this year. I think that was the number. So it's a lot of happy clients at the closing table. So that's a good. We
did have some good closings and some repeat business that's going to roll in and so many referrals. So Absolutely. Thank you so much if you're watching and you are one of our clients or soon to be. We so appreciate like just your loyalty to us and it's been exceptional. Absolutely. And I will give a shout out to this one over here because not often do you get all these positive, people like to get on their computers and send reviews and maybe they're not always the sweetest. But I actually had a personal phone call from a client that she's working with right now. And it was very sweet. Because you don't get those. People just don't do them. They'd rather bash you than give you a compliment. This little old man, I'm assuming he's old. He sounded old on the phone, but I don't know. I haven't met him yet. He had just lost his wife not that long ago, and he was telling me how he hasn't had a smile back until he met Maggie, and she brought this beautiful light to him and has found him a home, and he just feels like he's never, he just couldn't be this happy. And he was bragging on you, like, he made it very, very, strong point of view that, people need to be more like you in the world. Aww. More kindness in the world. So, that is so sweet. He was a very special phone call, so.
It was very sweet. And that's the whole reason for all of this, right? Yep. Like, we're not just doing this to make money. Like, we're doing this to make people happy and make their dreams come true. In his case, he, like she said, just lost his wife, less than a year ago, I think. And he, is just looking for a change. And that change happens to be moving up to Tennessee and just picking up and leaving. And he came down here, and he just was so great. He brought his camper, and he asked if I would go and pick him up and, drive around and show him houses. And he was like, I didn't actually think you would say yes to that. He's like, I just didn't want to have to drive my RV around to do this. And, I could have gotten axe murdered, but
I'm pretty sure I was a little nervous for you, but it ended up turning out to be okay.
It ended up okay, and we found him the perfect house for him, and it was amazing. And everything worked out. We got his offer accepted same day, and now he's selling his house and moving here in a couple months. So
I love that for him and for you. And I think we always say it too, like these are relationships, not transactions for us. And
100%.
I think that 100% is something different that this brokerage is, comparative to the other ones in town. So that just is a testament to it.
For sure.
100% testament to it. So
what is your motto for 2023? Thank you.
You made me, I know. Okay.
I got it flustered now.
I have to write it on the board. I'm thinking about that still because I want it to be good. I loved Marissa's. Not that I could memorize it. It was like a freaking paragraph.
Yeah, Marissa's was long.
Oh my gosh. But yours is on your board.
Yeah, I wrote mine on my board. Mine is, you can't wait for your life to be perfect to start living your fullest life. I think that's what it was.
Love it.
But I love that. Like, again, going back to, you can't wait for everything in your life to be perfect to start doing the things you want to do. It's like, you got to start making those changes, and your results will follow.
I agree.
So
I agree. And I think that's a good motto for this year.
Yeah. Well, it's a good motto for real estate too, because I feel like people oftentimes, as far as like agents go, feel like they're spinning their wheels and doing all this stuff and working so hard, and it just hasn't come to fruition. Mm-hmm. But if you just keep going, keep doing the things you got to do, then it'll come around. So
it is. What does Mark always say? It's like the drip. It's not like a water flow. Like the drip, it will continuously go and you will flow. But it's not, if you're expecting like it just all to fall in your lap instantly, that's not real estate for you. No. But if you stay in the long game and you keep nurturing your clients and you keep creating relationships, it all pans out.
Absolutely.
So,
well, we are so thankful to even be here on episode. I think this should be, we ended on 50, so this is 51. So this is 51, and we have a bunch of great guests already lined up and ready to go for you guys. And I'm just very thankful for Kara and all of the things. It was one of my goals before I even graduated college or met Kara to do a podcast, and then here we are.
A
year later.
I know. I'm proud of you too. We're just in love with each other.
We could just, it would be, again, Kara and Maggie Love Fest. Oh my God. People probably hate us.
I know. You know what? There is certain reasons why people are put in your life. I strongly believe it. For some reason, 20 years ago, I was her age trying to do this, wanting to do it, and now we're doing it together. So I love it. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys support us and like us, and anything that you want, feel free to DM. We are so open to bringing other people on that you may have a suggestion on, or
Oh, yeah. Suggestions. If you think you would be a good person to talk about work-life balance, come on.
Come on.
All right. Well, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Leave us a review. Watch us on YouTube, Spotify, all the things.
Absolutely. Until next time, we will see you at season 2.
Bye.
Bye.